Good morning, students, and welcome to the new lesson of your English book. The name of the unit that we are starting today is One Word. It's a unit from your main course book, and today we are starting with the first section of this book. The name of this section is We Are All Family. Now here, if you see in this picture, then we can see a lot of animals over here. So that means we are family not only with other human beings, but we are also family with the other creatures of the world, which are animals and other living beings. To start with the chapter, let me tell you that what the chapter is basically about. In this chapter, we see that it is not a story form. Instead, it is a form of a newspaper articles that appeared in the Juniors Post. So, Juniors Post is a newspaper, and these articles appeared in this particular newspaper. Moving on, the articles talk about the relation of humans with other animals on the planet. So we know that human beings are living together with other species, with other animals, plants, and a lot of living beings on the earth. So this talks about the relation of humans with the other animals on this particular planet. Now we all see that human beings try to dominate this planet. They try to control other species. Whether it's an animal or it's some other kind of species, we humans have this tendency to dominate that. We feel that we are the most powerful ones. So therefore, it's only our responsibility to take care of what all resources are there on the earth. We never feel that these animals and plants also have equal right on this earth, just like human beings. Moving on, it says that human beings keep few animals with them, but in their own safe environment. So even though we see animals, we always see that human beings keep these animals with them in a place or in an environment where they can stay. For example, we never see a human being going out in jungle and living with animals. We always see that human beings are keeping these animals as pets, or they are moving to some sort of a zoo or circus in order to see these animals or be with them. Now next point talks about that these articles which are published in the newspaper, they talk about something different. They talk about how some human beings are living in the environment which is not suitable for them. Means they are living in the natural environment of the animals. Now who are these human beings, where are they living, and how do they live in the environment which is safe for animals and not for them, we'll see in this particular chapter. Next point says that humans should love the animals and treat them as their equals and not inferiors. Obviously, they cannot speak like us, but they do have emotions, they have life. Okay, so human beings should learn this lesson that these animals are also living beings. They also share this earth with us. So it's not correct for us human beings to treat these animals badly and to think of them as inferiors to us. Now there are 3 articles in this chapter. The first one talks about the Rothschild giraffes in Kenya. Next talks about Tippy of the jungle, and the third one is Shaun among the wolves. Now moving on to the first article, I'll be explaining all the things which happen in this particular article. See, this talks about the Rothschild giraffes in Kenya. So there are these giraffes in Kenya, and how some people have taken it, they have thought that it's their responsibility to save these giraffes in Kenya. Now Giraffe Manor, it's the name of a place which is situated in Nairobi in Kenya. So basically it's a big home which is developed, which is constructed on a very big land, and it was constructed by Sir David Duncan in 1932. From that time, many people have come into that manor, and their only aim is to save this Rothschild giraffe. Now, aim of people living in manor is to save the endangered species of Rothschild giraffe. Now, this manor is the home of this family called Carr-Hartley family, and they are living in this manor since 2009. They treat the giraffes not as their pets but as cohabitors. So it's a manor. That means there's this building, but apart from that, there's a very big land on which these giraffes live. Now, these people, the Carr-Hartley family, they do not think that the giraffes are their pets, but they think that they are cohabitors, means they live in that place as similar to they are living. It's their home also. After this, we come to know that the giraffes, even the giraffes treat these family members as their own family members, and they arrive on time for breakfast with family. So the giraffes also do not feel threatened by their presence. Instead, they feel that these human beings are our family only, and for the breakfast, they come and enjoy the breakfast with this family. Now, Carr-Hartley family, they also do one thing, that they feel it's a safe place for the giraffe. So they want this particular place, this giraffe manor, to be a safe place for giraffes where they can stay and where they can grow. After a giraffe grows and they are able to survive on their own, they are released into forest. So there's a family of giraffe which are living over here, and once the baby giraffes, they grow old and they learn how to survive in a jungle environment, then they are released into the forest. This is done basically to protect this endangered species and to ensure that their numbers do not decrease further. So it's a very nice effort by all these people who feel that Giraffe Manor is a place where giraffes can easily live. Now when we come back to this article page, we see that the second article talks about Tippy of the jungle. Actually, Tippy is the name of a girl who was brought up by her parents most of the times in jungle. Now what's her story? Let's see. So Tippy Tegray is a real life Mowgli. I hope you must have heard the story of Mowgli, where this little boy stayed with the animals of jungle, and they felt that Mowgli belongs to their jungle only and he's a part of their life. So similarly, Tippy Tegray is the real life Mowgli. She lived with animals during her childhood. Now, how this happened? Her parents were wildlife photographers. So they went on certain projects where they would take pictures of these animals. She was born in 1990 when her parents were in South Africa and they were working there. So they were working there with the animals. They used to go into deep jungles when they wanted to click photographs of the animals. And similarly, when she was born, she also went with them. When she was very young, she started going with them into the jungle. And there, just like a little child plays with other beings around her, so she also started playing with the animals which her parents photographed. Tippy lived among the animals in these jungles and it felt like she belonged there. So she did not feel like an outsider, she did not feel like a tourist. She always thought that these animals are her family. She was not new to them. She was very happy and she was very comfortable in the company of all these animals. So it did not seem different, or it did not seem strange to her that she is living with the animals. You can see all these pictures over here. This girl is very comfortable in the company of animals. Now it was not only this girl, even the animals treated her like one of their own and not as a stranger. So even the animals knew that this girl is just like their family and she's not going to harm them, and they used to play with her just like they do with the other animals in their own family. Now when she was 10 years of age, after that her parents moved back to Paris, and today, now she's a grown-up girl, and today she wants to raise awareness about wildlife conservation. Although the animal remains very close to her heart, and now she wants that people should know about how wildlife is an important part of our planet, of our ecosystem, and therefore we should talk about wildlife conservation. Coming back to the third article, the article says Shaun among the wolves. So it tells you that it's an article based on a person named Shaun and how he was among the wolves. So first we get to know that Shaun Ellis had interest in wolves since childhood. So since he was born, he liked the wolves very much. After that, he started working as field biologist at the Wolf Research Center in Idaho, America. So his interest in the wolves led him to become a field biologist, and he started working and learning about the wolves. After that, in Idaho only, there were jungles and there were lots and lots of area which was covered in the forest. So he started living there in the wild. He was not in the camps. He started living there under the trees in the wild open. And there he developed a bond with the wolf family. So he started living with the wolf family. Just like we see in the movies, like Mowgli lived with a wolf family, this person, Sean Ellis, he started living with a wolf family, and there was special bond between him and this wolf family. Now, even the wolves treated them as a part of his pack. So, a group of wolves is called a pack, and they also treated him as if he was a part of their family. Wolves brought food for him, and in return, he took care of the young wolves. So, the adult wolves, the bigger wolves, they used to go and hunt and bring food for him also. And in return, what Sean used to do was to take care of the young wolves when the adult ones were out for hunting. So, this shows that all the animals, human beings, we are similar. We share a very deep bond and connection with each other. We should stop thinking ourselves as someone who is superior to all the other species, and we should start respecting other animals also. We should know that these animals, they are very important. They are living beings just like us. Only difference is the speech. They cannot speak like us, they cannot express themselves, but with their gestures, with their movements, they show that they also feel, they also care, and they can understand when someone is very nice to them. They also return the similar feeling. I think most of you must have pets at home, and you can understand that when you love your pet, it loves you back. So animals also have emotions and feelings, but they cannot express it through the way of speech. So it's our duty, it's our responsibility that we as humans do not ill treat the animals, and we do not take undue advantage of them. Instead, we should also think that these are also living creatures, and they also belong to this earth as much as we do. Now, after these three articles, we move to the themes of this story. So, the theme or the topic or what this chapter wants to tell you is that the articles want to teach you about the animals and learn about the conservation of these animals, how the wildlife should be conserved. And you should also understand the importance of nature and learn that all living beings are connected and dependent. No living being can survive without the other living being. So, we are all connected, we are all dependent on each other. If we completely remove animals, or if we completely remove birds from our planet, from our earth, then human beings will also find it very difficult to survive. Now, the message which the chapter gives is that humans should realize that they are not the owner of this planet, they do not own this planet, but we share it with other animals. So we should live in this nature, in this planet. We should live on this planet, and we should share the resources with animals. We should not treat this planet as our own. It's our responsibility to keep the environment and the nature safe for these animals as well. Now, these are few word meanings which you will find in the book, and if apart from this also you find any difficulties in the chapter, you can contact me. Now, this is the time to reflect. So you do not have any questions and answers. It was just a learning for you, and I just want to know that how much have you learned from this chapter. Reading of the chapter and understanding it, I just want you to give me few points of what have you learned, and how will you do that? Let's see. So the question 1 says, imagine that you have been to a jungle safari. So I think you all know what's a jungle safari, where you sit in a car and you go around in the jungle and see various animals living over there. They are not captured in the cages just like it happens in the zoo. Instead, they are free. So imagine you have been to jungle safari and you have seen many wild animals roaming around in their natural surroundings. Now write a diary entry describing how your journey was and what was the experience of watching these animals. Give necessary details about how you felt in about 80 to 100 words. So you should write about what were your feelings, what all you saw there, and were you happy or were you scared when you saw a particular animal. All these things should be written in your diary entry, and this diary entry should not exceed 100 words. Keep it limited. Now question number 2 says, today you've learned the importance of wildlife in maintaining Earth's harmony. So it's very important. Wildlife plays an important role in maintaining harmony on Earth. Now you have to draw a poster giving the message of wildlife conservation. So I think you know what a poster is. It's a pictorial representation, and you should talk about wildlife conservation in this particular poster. Now, your poster should contain a slogan and picture related to wildlife conservation. There should be a neat and tidy picture. If you do not have colors, it's okay. You can just draw it with a pencil and then you can give a proper slogan to it. Please do not color it very dark so that it leaves an impression on your notebook. Do not do that. Just keep it very light. Even if you're using colors or you're shading using a pencil, keep it very light so that it does not reflect on the other pages. Now I think you would have understood whatever has to be done today, and you would have understood what the topic is. If you have any doubts apart from this, you can contact me through the messages. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.